Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to Utility Sports. Today, we're coming at you with some more NBA content. And in this one, we're going to be talking about 7'5" center Tacko Fall here. The report from Shams Charania that we'll read to you now that's on screen. The Cleveland Cavaliers have agreed to a one-year non-guaranteed deal with 7'5" center Tacko Fall. Agents Bill Duffy and Justin Haynes report. Fall played his first two NBA seasons in Boston. In those two seasons, Austin, he played in 26 games, including 19 this past year. Are you surprised that the Boston Celtics did not bring Tacko Fall back, especially on a non-guaranteed deal?
Yeah, the thing that's really confusing is the non-guaranteed deal part. I mean, you would think Boston would be all over bringing him back. I mean, he's a great culture fit there in Boston, and I don't really understand it, but good for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think this is an awesome move. Obviously, Tacko Fall is still developing. He's got the great 7'5" size, unreal. He's a guy that blocks a ton of shots. As you mentioned, this is a one block a game guy in only 7 minutes of play. It's absolutely insane. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers did a wonderful job, especially since it's on a one-year non-guaranteed. There's absolutely really no risk for them. And this is a team that's not going to be competing this season necessarily, but this could be kind of for the future. Tacko Fall could see quite a few minutes this year and see what kind of workload that he could handle.
Right. Tacko Fall clearly doesn't have a ton of stamina. That's a constant issue for the guys that are this big. You see the same thing with Boban Marjanovic over there in Dallas. Stamina is going to be an issue, but luckily they're in Cleveland. You have Jarrett Allen, who you just extended. You drafted Evan Mobley. You just brought in Lauri Markkanen in free agency. They also added Ricky Rubio at the point guard spot. This is a team that has improved greatly. And like you said, Tacko Fall averaged over one block a game in 7 minutes a night. That is a specialist role. When you have someone who's averaging 5 blocks per 36 minutes, that is insane value, being able to come off your bench. And the game scenarios, you could put him on the ball on an inbounder trying to disrupt a pass. You can do a lot of different things with him. Put him in, run some zone, and say, hey, we have a phenomenal rim protector here who, sure, he's not going to move his feet very well in space. He's got some issues. But I think that he's a very, very nice role fit player on a ton of teams. And I'm very surprised to see him get a non-guaranteed deal here. And for Boston's perspective, Austin, that's really where I want to focus right now. I've had a little bit of an issue tracking their offseason this point, as Brad Stevens is operating as a first-time GM. He ended up moving Kemba Walker with a first-round pick to get Moses Brown and Al Horford, then surprisingly traded Moses Brown to get Josh Richardson in a deal that was very, very surprising to me. And then he went ahead and extended Josh Richardson by a year. I did like the fact that he got Marcus Smart his big payday. I think Marcus Smart's very essential there in Boston. Austin, how do you read Brad Stevens as the GM there in Boston, how he's handling that role?
I'm kind of confused by it as well, because some of those moves were really head scratching, especially the Josh Richardson one. But now we look at this, and this is one of those more obvious ones. I felt that, they could have brought him back on another 1 year and just, kept going with that, because obviously Tacko has a lot of familiarity with that team. And, they were the team that really took a chance on him. And especially since Brad Stevens was there coaching him, I'm just really shocked by the whole situation. And I want to ask you this: what do you give the Cleveland Cavaliers, as a grade for signing him?
Well, this is an A-plus signing. Honestly, just because you look at this, there's absolutely no risk. This isn't a long-term 3-year guaranteed type of deal. You get to bring in a guy who's an absolute freak. He's the tallest player in the NBA. He's shown some production in his limited minutes. He's been very good in his time in the G League. And he's still relatively young. Obviously came in as a senior, so he's not one of those 20-year-olds. But at the same time, he's not old by any means. I think he fits the Cavaliers' timeline. He gives you a nice rotation player, like I talked about, someone who can do something very, very well. Even when there's holes in his game, he's been efficient offensively, shoots over 72% from the field in his career. Now, of course, most of that's right around the rim. But when you have a 7'5" guy around the rim, that's tough to deal with. So I think Cleveland here gets a very, very nice luxury signing on a very cheap contract without any risk. At the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, they could cut him. And I was just surprised to see Boston not be willing to do this, as well as every other team in the league as well. I think Tacko Fall could have been a nice, rotation guy. And in worst case, if he's the 12th best player on your team, it's pretty nice to have that luxury for a coach to, hey, let's throw our 7'5" guy in the game and see if he can block a couple of shots and kind of set the tone on the defensive end of the floor. I think Cleveland did very, very well here. I still don't buy into them being, near a playoff team. I think the East is a lot stronger and Cleveland just not really there yet. But making some moves like this on the fringe of your roster can really help go a long way in really improving your culture and also just the overall product you have on the floor.
Yeah, I like this a lot for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think this is a good move for Tacko Fall's career because he's going to see the most minutes that he's ever seen in his 3-year NBA career. So I love this for Tacko Fall. I love this for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think this is going to be a perfect marriage, just considering the center depth that they already have, but he will also see some minutes. That's the key in all of this.
Right. I think so as well. I think Cleveland, a good landing spot here, get some opportunity to really show what he is on an NBA floor. Hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe here to Utility Sports. That would mean a lot to have your support as we continue on the road to 4,000 subscribers. Again, thank you so much, and we'll catch you in the very next video.